Hello YouTube, and welcome to Katrinka LOL. Now, since I'm kind of on a roll of telling funny stories from the past, I guess I'll continue for today. And I call this story the Directional Impairment story. Directional impairment, to me, is somebody that has a little trouble getting around, like knowing where they're going and that kind of thing. Now, this story occurred before the days of GPS, before the days of cell phones. So you can imagine how difficult it would be for somebody that has difficulty getting around not to have GPS or a cell phone. All right? So, anyway, I went to college upstate New York, and I lived in the city. So, for 4 years, my family would travel back and forth to visit me, and I would travel back and forth also. So we knew the directions pretty well. You know, when you drive a drive for 4 years, you get to know it, I think, unless you're directionally impaired. All right, so. And then it brings me to the funny part of the story. And this was, I don't know, maybe it was a year or two later after I had graduated and I was back in the city and I was living with my parents. And I came up with the idea one day, hey, why don't we just go upstate and, by the college and just, putter around for a little bit and go to the favorite restaurant we used to go to and, just have a good day. And so my mom was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So we piled in the car and we went on our way. Now this was about, on a good day it would be like a 2-hour drive. So we got going. And then I got a little tired. I was in the passenger seat, my mom was driving, and so I fell asleep. And I don't know how long I was asleep, but when I woke up, I looked around and nothing looked familiar. And I said to my mother, does this look familiar to you? None of this looks familiar. My mom said, oh yeah, it's familiar, yeah. We're on the right road, yeah. So we went a little bit longer, and I got really concerned. I'm like, this just doesn't look like the right road, I said, why don't we pull off and get some gas, and then ask where we are, and in those days you had to ask directions because there was no GPS, there were no cell phones. So we pulled off the road, went into a gas station, filled up the car, and then asked somebody where we were. And they mentioned a town, and it was like, well, where is that? And they said, you're in Rhode Island. So how we got to Rhode Island, I have no idea. So we had to find our way, back to the main road to get upstate. And by the time we did all that, we had burned a lot of daylight, and pretty much the day was over. We couldn't find the favorite place that we used to like to eat, and it was just basically a disaster. So when you put two people together who are directionally impaired, it can wind up like that. But anyway, we had a nice long drive, and the scenery was nice. So there's my story. There's my funny directionally impairment story. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe, comment below. If you have any funny stories, let us know. And I'll see you in the next video.